This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Rinn, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. Gentlemen, what's going on?
Oh, straight in. I like that. Just
Straight in.
aggressive from you.
Well, here we go. You know, I'm on the front foot. I'm ready to go.
We're a day late, so apologies. That's on me. Completely on me.
How'd you go? Tell us about your bonding activity.
I had a work bonding activity, and I was in a escape. Know what they called?
Escape room. Yeah.
Escape room.
Okay. That would have been fun.
Dead set. If I had to escape for my life, come in 8 days, I'm dead. Wait till I finally perish of dehydration and starvation, and then collect me because
Well, you weren't on your best form?
they're impossible. No, it's not even funny. Like, here's a cross now, opens, and you're like, they come in and go, oh, see, this is where you miss. I'm like, how am I meant to know? I'm meant to tap the cross 16 times on this bit, 7 on that bit, and 8 on that bit. And like, oh, you got to do the math off the wall.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
like,
there's usually a code or something,
oh,
isn't it?
bullshit.
That man doesn't have the patience for that.
No, I don't.
He wants to just run through
Not
things.
his strong suit.
I won't say what I said in a meeting before, but apparently it was about some Dracula or someone dying, and the girl was dying.
Oh, so there's a whole theme to it.
Yeah, oh, mate, it's themed.
Which you didn't catch along the way.
No, I caught the theme.
He caught the theme. So with the feedback that you gave to your worker who you were doing this with, would you say you'd be going on another escape room activity?
Christmas party.
No, I'm very quick to throw people under the bus for being really shit, though. Jess Mazungu, worst on ground.
Sounds like you weren't far off.
Embers found the first clue in another room by accident. Am I meant to do something with this? Like, that's a clue, you idiot.
Very good.
Now, I have something to table first up.
Oh, jeez.
I was sitting there at the table this morning.
Is this the same tabling that I've got to bring up to as well?
No,
does
this
it
will be a
involve
different
me?
one.
Okay.
It does involve you.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so maybe it does. So I was sitting there eating my my Wheat Bix.
Yeah.
Cornflakes.
How many do you go?
Whatever. No, I don't do. I don't do Wheat
Just
Bix.
adding a bit to it.
I'm just adding a bit of colour, bit of flavour.
Yeah.
And choked on them. Sitting there with the paper, flicked a few pages into the Sport, choked on my Wheat Bix.
Yeah.
I was reading a column in the West Australian today. I get about 4 or 5 paragraphs in.
Yeah.
And then let me just read it out.
Verbatim.
Verbatim. I am not generally a fan of long-term contracts. If there was an audit of the success rate, the majority wouldn't come out in favour of the clubs. However, when it comes to Harley Reid, there is no question he should be the next $1.5 million man at West Coast. If it came with a Lance Franklin-like contract length included, I wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Wow.
What happened?
Well worded, firstly.
What happened?
Decent writing,
well done, Em.
No.
Happened?
Well, mate, as I said, I'm staggered by what this kid's done to the eye the last couple of weeks.
So I would say it goes Kane, Corns, and then Zave on
the
long-term contracts in that order.
The age demo plays a part in it too, obviously. He's an 18-year-old. So
that helps.
19. He's going to come out of contract at 28, 29.
We flagged this last week.
Not 37 like some of them have.
Yeah, well, there was a question in the mailbag, which was about Errol getting the 10-year offer, and we said, is there a player that you would say is worth a 10-year deal? And that was before the weekend. Zave said, well, maybe Harley Reid.
I did say it, didn't I?
You did say that.
What is going on, mate? What's happening? Are you softening? What's going on? Is this the softening of Xavier?
No, my life's been torture the last 3 years, turning up to utter crap to watch it Optus and sacrifice my weekend to work.
One
kid's come in.
Change your outlook.
It's like the first kiss at a blue light disco. I just want more of it. So Harley's done that to me, and I didn't expect it. I thought if you could average, I think I said 18 disposals for the year, and do those 3 marks or 3 goals he kicked.
Yeah,
maybe do that once every 3 weeks or something. One of them,
not all in a quarter.
Not 3 in 30 minutes. That was staggering. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, there's a lot of questions in the mailbag for this, but being there it was like an out-of-body experience for the people there. Like, it was like, what are we watching?
Well, you know how Joe Rogan at the UFC, how he sits on the sideline, and whenever someone gets like knocked out, they can't talk. Like, no, sure! They're holding each other. Me and Ember's in the back row, just grab grab each other. Yeah.
It was stunning. And there was 54,000 people there who...
Good turnout.
A lot of those were Eagles supporters. It was an Eagles home game. And they've been through a lot of shit, as Dave has mentioned before, in the last 2 years. It was like an exorcism, but for 50,000 people who had just seen so much bad footy for 2 years, and then they're seeing this. It reminded me so much of Nick Nat in his second game
He took a couple
against
of hangs.
Hawthorn. We talked about this yesterday.
So I reckon this was even more.
I reckon this is more.
It was different. It was different. But I remember
this is better atmosphere than Subi.
Well, the Nick Nat thing was just like, what is
Yeah.
this? What is this skinny Fijian kid running around torturing Hawthorn in a space of 20 minutes? This was more of a polished performance.
And West Coast weren't in the absolute doldrums.
No, they hadn't come out of the complete doldrums.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a completely
in terms
unexpected
of,
result.
it was probably more the crowd is what I'm talking about. Everyone going, what is this?
Yeah.
Like it was this unbelievable excitement level.
I think Campbell Brown got moved to him. There's a photo of him punching him. Brown's like, sorry, bro, I got to punch you here. I think they said, like, we got to go to town on him now. He's out of control.
I like that. That was
him enough.
one of my favourite analogies out of the last week in the Derby lead up. You're talking about the London Derby where everyone just punched on. Daniel Chick was sent out to Ryan Crowley and said to him, I actually don't know what happened, but I've just been sent out here to bash you.
You were at the lunch on Friday.
I was at the lunch on Friday.
Which I hosted with Andrew Dillon.
It was a grilling of Dylan. Dylan was like served up for lunch after being grilled. No, he's pretty. He didn't buy into a lot, but he does it endearingly. Andrew Dillon.
Yeah.
Like he skirts around. He doesn't give you too many answers, but he does it in a way that you're not worried.
What audience are you appealing to speaking to the CEO?
At that lunch?
What age demo would you be?
It's the lunch demo, so I would say
business sort of
mainly
lunch.
40 plus,
Yeah.
sort of between 40 and 50.
For me, I get hearing from the CEO, but I just have little care. When the CEO was in the box next door to us yesterday, on the weekend, I was like, oh, please don't come in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to have 15 minutes of serious chat.
It's very straight baddish, isn't it?
It's straight baddish.
We tried to have a bit of fun with him. There was one interesting thing that he...
I heard you did a great job too, by the way.
Thank you
He
very
did do
much.
a great job.
Geez, that's
Yeah,
rare
liked it.
coming from big
Wow.
fella over here.
I just stole the words out of Nick's mouth from 3 minutes ago.
I know, we've had some positive feedback. I did sort of a speed round thing with him at some point. And there was lots of stuff we covered, but one of the questions I asked was, is it harder to win a flag outside Victoria? And he said, yes.
Yeah, he said it was.
Well, did you see Craig McRae?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get going because...
We should get going.
Yeah, we've got a big question.
Yeah, got all sorts of stuff today.
So let's jump in. We could go forever.
You go, Zave. I think you top of the ladder.
I got Geelong Cats. I did miss out.
Geelong are top of the ladder.
I need a swiper. Nick, by the way, I forgot to mention that.
I told you there's been a crackdown. I'm taking a few more hurdles than I expected.
Yeah, I need a swiper, so don't forget that. Geelong Football Club.
No, you know what we're doing? We're setting this place up as an escape room.
Yeah.
So now you come in, you got to find your way
There's a
out.
clue at the
You'll
front
find me
desk.
dead in 8 days looking for a swiper. Geelong Footy Club. It is the writing is on the wall from 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It is tracking the same way where they went on that ginormous win streak. It's
crazy.
And it wasn't until they got to 17, 18, 19 or something like
Wins?
Yeah, in a row. Something running.
It was absurd.
When are we going to look at it and go, these guys should be $2 favourites for the flag? And last year was an off.
It's coming close.
Are they nearly there?
Well, last week I said they need to beat someone good. I said if they go to the Gabba and beat Brisbane, we're on. Okay, we're on.
Yeah.
So it's official now. They're a very good side.
in
They're
the
very
wet
balanced.
too that didn't play up to Hawkins and Cameron.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tom Stewart played half a game.
Yeah.
Cameron's probably the closest. They don't get the coverage because they don't have like the guy who's like doing it every week in the prime of his career, unreal. It's
Yeah.
like Jeremy Cameron's like, you're playing at an outrageously high level. We've seen this before. Boring.
Yeah, tick that box.
Yeah.
It's almost like
kinda
Toby
right.
Green. 25 and 4.
24, yeah.
Right. Toby was good.
Yeah.
Even Geelong is still slightly off Broadway.
It is right off Broadway.
Yeah.
Grind Myers again.
Yeah, Brian Myers.
He's been so
No,
good.
go to the same stats again. Sorry, I had it up before. Like Max Holmes and those sort of guys.
Yep.
They were so big on.
Tanner Bruin.
And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, geez, I'm not sure. Like
They're all just like playing well.
they're
I couldn't pick two people in that side who aren't playing well.
That was what I was going to ask. Who's their best 5, and then who's their shittest 5?
Yeah.
Like it's
the
hard
shittest
to-
5 is the one that you can usually tell which
Who's the
teams are
sub?
going to be excellent.
So down the bottom of the stats, just picking the stats quickly, you've got the Henry boys, Hawkins, Kolajasny and Clark, who obviously limited time. But they're not going anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
Clark's your guy you're bringing along. You're just bringing him along.
But the
Just-
Henry boys can be in your best 5 on a good
Yeah,
day.
he might be
with 8 touches each.
Our
Yeah.
worst guy is a top 10 draft pick who's still he's
they
just
look-
finding his way after 10 games. You
They
know?
look very, very good.
This top 7 disposal getters all Brisbane.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I've noticed that.
Sydney, we'll go to Sydney. Back to business as usual. Isaac Heaney, superb again.
He'd have to be on 15 Brownlow votes.
Minimum 12, 13
Yeah.
minimum. That's if they've made mistakes.
Yeah.
Best player in the league this year, right?
He has been. Yeah, he has been.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. 200 games for Brodie Grundy. So I just did a little quick study. Last 15 years, where does he rank amongst the best ruckmen we've seen?
So
now,
where does Coxie fall in?
Well, I'll give you the names. So Cox and Gawn, 6-time All-Australians. They're clearly a level above everybody else. Then you've got guys like Aaron Sandilands, 4-time All-Australian, Nick Natanui, 3-time All-Australian. And then I went through the All-Australian teams clearly here. And he's had 2, Grundy. The other guys who have at least 1, Tim English, Todd Goldstein, Paddy Ryder, Will Minson, and Mark Jamar. So he's clearly ahead of
Mark Jamar.
He's clearly ahead of Jamar and Minson, obviously. Where does he sit? I suppose the Ryder, Goldie, English class.
I think he's going to be alongside Tim English.
You think he'll be alongside him? Because English has 1, but you could assume he's going to get another couple.
But also they are, if English has a game of footy that he has 25 touches, you're like, gee, that's outrageous.
Yeah, no, you're not. Which was the same as
when Grundy was prime time, that was the stuff he was doing.
Okay, so I suppose the question is, if he's below Cox and Gawn and we lock that in, and he's above Jamar, Minson, I'd say he's probably above Goldie and
Minson,
Ryder.
In my head, I can hear Rodney eat every time you say Minson.
So is he ahead of Nick Nat and Sandilands?
No.
No?
No.
Zave?
I don't think so.
Rank the 3.
Go again.
Sandilands, Natanui,
So you've
Grundy.
done daylight.
Yeah, Cox and
Grundy.
Cox and Gawn
I think Grundy won.
of those 3.
I think.
You think so?
Okay.
Yeah. But I was in Melbourne when he was
Superstar.
When I was playing when he was budding as a star.
Yeah. I think with the other 2, they went pretty much, apart from maybe the first couple of years of their careers, they went the whole rest of their career with the opposition having to consider them in the lead up, where I don't think you need to do that as much with Grundy. Currently.
I reckon.
Not currently.
His
I reckon,
peak was probably
I reckon his
there.
peak might have been.
Natanui's a bit of a hard one
I know
because
his peak was very, very
But
good.
that's like a Cyril peak.
Yeah, it's not a
Different-
you can't measure the stats against each other. It's just like
Sandy probably
yeah,
gets the points for consistency.
I think he does.
I would have thought. Yeah, interesting. No, it's
The
good.
entire
Good by
AFL
me.
rove to him for a few years there.
Yeah.
Good start by me.
Good start.
GWS. Okay, you have to win a game this weekend. You get to pick 3 key forwards. Who are you picking? On form?
This
everything
weekend.
else. This weekend. you have to win a game.
Three.
Assuming one of them
Jake Waterman.
gets off the tribunal.
Jake Waterman's clear number
Waterman's
one.
probably.
Waterman.
All jokes aside, he's in form.
What is he, second on the third on the
I'd
column?
still pick Curnow because I just want the possibility of.
Well, Curnow's in naturally anyway.
Yeah,
He's had a good year.
Curno's pick one. Daylight pick
He's
one.
the guy. Larky's not in.
Nah,
superb
like,
form.
but not through his own doing.
No.
Through just being pox.
I'm assuming here that you're saying that Jesse Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan's in.
I think Hogan's
So it's
in
Curnow,
there.
Hogan, and Waterman.
What's the Coleman
Well, I
doing?
said Curnow. What's the what?
Like, what are they kicked?
Hogan's in front. Isn't
Hogan's leading the Coleman
Yeah.
by, what's he, 21, I
he? Harry
think, 21,
Mackay's
22.
been pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
I
has
think,
been.
well, I've got sort of Curnow, Cameron, Hogan. I think it's a mixture of form and what you know their top level is.
give me Cameron. Give me Cameron.
I think those are the 3. But I'm just surprised. Like, this is not, if you told us 2 years ago Jesse Hogan to be in that conversation,
What was
like,
the
I would've
trade
just thought
for-
he'd be fine.
There was a
Pick a million.
GWS did a video clip for it.
Yeah.
And they had picked 74 at the bar or so.
I'm not sure I liked that because if you remember back to when Hogan left here, it was like end of the road stuff. You know, like no.
Muzzle Daniels. Muzzle Daniels.
This is not that. This is not that. I think it's great that's worked out for Hogs. I think it's excellent. He's
It was a we
resurged.
can't have this bloke around.
No,
trade.
it was literally a get out of town. This is being a dog's breakfast.
Yeah.
And maybe have a crack over there where no one knows who you are.
You cannot pot the social media team for now going
they're
back,
great.
going pick 70 odd. We're at the bar or whatever it was. I can't exactly remember. Outstanding, loved it.
It's
Jesse
because we
Hogan's-
know the GWS social account is always everyone says it's the best thing in the world until they pick on your team.
Yeah.
And we know the Rhinos in the tent.
I know,
So
yeah.
it's just
You guys get
can't
stuff,
pick on
honestly.
Freo.
Did you
Come
see
on.
the one they did yesterday with West Coast, where there was like
Oh,
West
yeah,
Coast
first
channeling Jake Waterman, and they did the Family Guy.
Yeah, first time?
First time. Oh, no, not us. As Toby Green walks off.
Tom Barris, it was they were challenging you.
Carlton Football Club. Nick, you need to apologise.
But okay, Carlton, yes, good.
Yeah.
But Carlton, I think Carlton's clear advantage over the other 2 is they have 2 of the best key forwards in the game, and that was almost
Oh,
a
let's make
bailout.
it
Jesse
even.
Hogan. You just said Jesse
Yeah.
Hogan was one.
Yes, he's one of them. But like, it just seems like they're even with the other team, and then Curnow and Mackay will get him.
Yeah.
We'll just take him to another level. And that's what happened on the weekend. It was even then they went bang.
Got quite
and
a
they're
few
gone.
injuries, Carlton, at the moment.
Stars?
Some of their it's not about their stars. And the other guys, there's Chera's missing and
not stars. I mean, like top 15. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think their midfield and stuff like this. Walsh is probably one above. Well, a lot of it's par with the other sides. That they have the key forwards the advantage.
Sam Walsh, we can't mention, and it's a bit like Butters and Rosie. Sam Walsh, every time we all settle, put the sword down and say, no, Rosie's the better by far.
Sam Walsh comes back.
Sam Walsh has 2 amazing games and we go, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Well, they're better games than Rosie's played in the last month.
Like, it's still a great draft.
It's an outstanding draft.
It's one of the best 3 drafts.
So what was score involvements for Walsh?
Freo traded out of to get Jesse Hogan. You did he?
Look, you cut the bit of Freo blokes in here today.
Right, jeez.
So Sam Walsh. Do you put Sam Walsh in Cat 1?
Nah, not yet.
He's Cat 1 for me.
I want to see his body hold up for a whole season. Just give me a whole season.
Well, just when he's out. Every time he's out there, he's in the top.
Absolutely. When he's out there.
Yeah, so Cat 1 with like Clayton Oliver fit, Petrarca.
If we're saying everyone's fit, then yes.
He's in, yeah.
If everybody's
playing.
Cat 1, he's in?
Yeah, if everyone's fit.
Okay. And the Blues premiership, are we confident?
It's possible.
It's possible.
They're the possibles.
Who are the probables?
The Giants and the
Geelong.
Cats.
Right. Giants still in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know for last week, Carlton, give it to them.
It's one game. Everyone
on the road too.
How quickly we overreact to one game. It's like we just go, oh no, you got to write them off.
He's setting the table for the Freo discussion.
100%. It's one game. They sat down at the club last night.
Also, Brent Daniels injured. Darcy Jones is going to come in and have 30 and kick 3. So
is he going to come in?
Well, he should do, right?
Okay.
I think
Darcy Jones.
Well, yeah, Brent Daniels is injured, so the table is set for
Daniels
Darcy Jones.
He is All-Australian type player.
He is.
He's around the
He'd be one of those ones you're like, and then that makes sense.
Yeah. This narrative you've created that I'm a Fremantle person is ridiculous.
He was having
Someone told me that you've had and
it's not Nick, the case.
Well, at the lunch there was sort of, Pikey, how you going? Oh, Garlo, it's a lovely jacket, how you going?
He didn't call him Garlo.
I think he did, actually.
Oh, leave me out of it all.
Pikey and Garlo. I would have called him Don and Simon. I would have gone, you can't go too form. It's a lunch.
Is he a Donald?
Probably.
Donald Pike?
Donald Pike, yeah, I would assume so.
There you go.
Anyway.
Donny.
Jesus, you too. Port Adelaide. So just a quick note on this, because it's not what I want to talk about, but their losses have come against Melbourne and Collingwood. Yeah. 2 good teams.
Did you hear the nickname for Ken? It's like bottom 10 Ken. He only beats the bottom 10.
Well, funny you say that, because the teams they've beaten other than Essendon, who, oh my goodness, West Coast, Richmond, Essendon and Freo are their 4 wins, and they almost lost to Freo. So Melbourne and Collingwood, I'm yet to see anything super convincing.
Nah, you're big on this, aren't you, with Port?
Yeah, I think they're really good against the really crappy teams or the medium teams. When they come up against the big games, I don't necessarily think they've stood up too well.
I saw a show last night on Fox, and I wish you could credit it, because they were giving numbers. And it was something along the lines, and I didn't have a pen and paper either, but it was Ken's history v top 8 v bottom 8/10.
Right, wasn't good.
It was something like 35 to 80. Or that ratio.
Yeah.
I should have written the numbers down, because they did a deep dive into it.
There's something in that. You want to beat the bad teams and the mediocre teams, because that's how you stack up and play finals. But the big moments, you've got to do it. The one I want to talk about, who I've fallen in love with, is Jace Burgoyne.
You like him?
He's got the silk in him.
Does he remind you of Pete?
Bits of Pete and bits of Sean.
Reminds me more of his dad, Pete.
Yeah, of course. But there's just some silkiness to it. I really like the way he moves. I think if they're going to be going up a level, we talked about how they need to find more top enders.
Yeah.
I think in a couple of years he could be a top ender.
Well, it's in the genes, those two.
Yeah,
like Peter Burgoyne was so good.
Yeah, he was excellent. Underrated, Peter Burgoyne. He gets lost because Sean sort of was the bigger name in the end.
Well, in the end, but not at the time.
Not at the time.
Sean, you forget how young he was in those finals or whatever. Like he started forward. Remember the fight with Lynch and Shawnee Burgoyne's in the forward pocket.
There was a period when
in the forward pocket.
There was a period when I was back then where I thought Sean Burgoyne was going to be the best player in the AFL. I was like, because of the way he started.
Well,
when he was in the early Port days, I was like, this guy, he could be anything.
How many All-Australians for Silk?
I reckon he got 2 or 3.
Zero.
None.
And best and fairest? Zero.
That's amazing.
So it's all about big moments.
Probably the best player to not win one of those 2 things.
4.
Yeah, because he wasn't there in 08.
But all his just the moments that he grabbed.
Melbourne, Bullet.
Oh.
Go on the Bullet. Team on a bye. I always struggle for Melbourne stuff too. Feels like the same conversation every week.
That's true.
Essendon Football Club again. I just circle back and say I'm sorry.
Same.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, me too.
So we all just say on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry.
Sorry.
We got it completely wrong.
Yep. They're going to win the flag.
Well, I'm not going
Should we
there.
go the other way?
Probably.
Yeah, because we want them to fall over, don't we?
String and Norm Smith.
I can't see how from here they could screw it up. They are set up to dominate the rest of the season.
They could screw it up. Don't worry
They beat
about
good
that.
teams, they beat bad teams, they beat every team.
You know what it is? It's Matt Rosa.
Yeah.
He's come in and just gone, I'll sort this team out. But
Matt Rosa
the Essendon football... Did you? I was holding the ball.
Is Matt Rosa in control yet, or is the old bloke still just lingering around consulting?
He doesn't even have a desk yet. Last time I saw him, they were doing. This is funny. They posted a photo on their social media. A call out to all members and every 24-hour call out to members.
Yes.
And I took a photo of a few staff there doing the calls. And in the background, there's Matty Rosa on the dog and bone calling the members. I was like, oh, big move, mate. Oh, well. Anzac Day, do we give him a chance?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. We give him a chance.
We give him a chance, absolutely.
Give him a red hot chance, actually.
They're all of a sudden Caldwell, Hobbs, those guys are playing well.
Durham, our man.
Durham, our man, yeah.
We are big Durham guys.
We do like Durham.
So if they roll through Collingwood, then they go into West Coast.
Well, that's not a sure thing anymore.
No, it's not, but you're young favourites into that.
Yeah, you should, over here, though.
Giants are at home.
Yep.
And then North Melbourne, Richmond.
Jeez.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That is 3 you'd think they'd lock. Internally, they'd lock.
Jeez.
Mate, the Bombers are roaring to life.
I get that it's because of our pre-season discussions about Essendon, where we did write them off, especially me.
Yeah.
Anytime
I think we all did.
anytime they win, I get inundated, and anytime they lose, but I also get inundated. Bombers fans are quite. They're emotional, but they're at least aware when their team sucks. So after the Port game, they all were hitting me up too, going, yeah, no, you're right. And then the week after, like, oh, you get stuffed right.
Oh, yeah, I just get good one, fatty.
Oh, God, that's harsh.
I know.
That's harsh. No need to attack.
So you don't speak a stringer like that?
No, exactly.
How good's he?
You're not in a contract year, though, are you?
Contract, we need to do an audit. You need to do a piece on contract years.
He's the poster.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, someone hit us up, hit up the Hardball Gets AFL Twitter account. X. Do we still call it X?
Yeah, X.
Twitter.
We call it Twitter.
Do you know I do
you
panic
blocked him. This guy's like, you've blocked someone. How many do you block?
Me?
Yeah.
Who? No, I don't blocked anyone.
No, you blocked this guy. He says it's got the screenshot. CJ Bruno 3.
I don't think I've ever blocked anybody.
CJ Bruno
has blocked me.
Oh,
What's right there, mate?
Give me a look. CJ what?
CJ Bruno 3.
CJ Bruno.
I wish you could find a history though of what CJ Bruno 3 said.
I don't reckon I've ever blocked. Why can't I find it?
Because you blocked him.
Because you blocked him, mate.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
No,
Are you sure?
I'm
here
not
we
a
go.
blocker.
C Daddy? Is that him?
Yeah, C Daddy.
It does say blocked.
What's this bloke done to you?
What's he done?
I don't reckon I've blocked him though. That must be an accident or something.
CJ, I need.
I've unblocked him.
I need him to tell me what's going on.
You're back, C Daddy, and we want to see the receipts.
I reckon that's happened like without me doing it. I've never blocked anyone. Honestly, I'll mute people all the time.
Yeah,
I'm into that all the time. I'm sorry, C Daddy.
Okay.
There we go. Anyway,
who's up? Consider yourself unblocked.
Who's that? Was that Essendon?
Essendon.
Oh, here you go, Rona.
Oh, I'm just gutted.
Just really.
No,
we know you're a blocker.
I'm adamant that I don't block. Okay, Western Bulldogs. We'll go into them.
If anyone has been blocked by Rhino, please send them in.
Send them in, because I don't even know.
Yeah. Someone's
got my Twitter account. The Western Bulldogs, maybe Bevo is a genius.
Well, it's I was gently saying that this might be an okay thing last week.
Bailey Dale.
Yep.
39 and 15 marks.
Yes.
Jack McRae, 30 and 6. Unbelievable. We're yet to see Caleb Daniel, but I reckon he's coming in and he'll get 30.
Young Sanders copped the rocket.
He did, yes.
Cracked the sads and then got made sub, and that might fire him up.
Maybe there's something in it.
Maybe he knows what he's doing.
If you were to pick this week Freo Bulldogs, who are you picking?
Very hard. If it's in Melbourne, I'm picking the Dogs. If it's here, I'm picking Freo. It's a line ball. I don't know which team of each is going to show up.
Yeah, good point.
Freo, Bulldogs
two of the hardest
forward
teams to read in the comp.
Bulldogs forward line is stacked, but Ugelhagen may not play. He wasn't at training yesterday.
Well, he was out last week. I think it's personal reasons.
So whether or not he's there, we'd hope he'd be back. I want to give a shout out to your man, Adam Treloar.
Yes.
Fourth in the AFL for disposals at 31.5 a game. So total disposals, he's fourth.
Yeah.
Can you guess the three players above him?
I can go with Flanders.
Nope.
He's in the top 5, so he must be fifth.
Sam Flanders.
Yeah. Martin.
No, he's next, actually. He's fifth.
Flanders must be sixth.
Yeah, who's that?
Is Dacos in there?
He's not. No, he's had a pretty slow start.
Let's go. Sheasel.
Sheasel's number one. Sheasel's one.
What number's Treloar?
4.
Okay, so I got two more.
Yep.
Sarong.
Yes, he's 2. And then there is
another half-backer, I would say.
It is a half-backer, yes, correct.
A half-backer who runs around.
A non-Victorian
taking
team.
the mickey at a non-Victorian side. Lockie Whitfield.
Yeah, it's Lockie Whitfield. Very good start.
Lockie Whitfield had that many.
Yeah. Adam Treloar, very good.
Do I deserve a bit more than well done?
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
I was only looking at them yesterday. I said, trying to remember who they were.
I know why, because he takes the most disposals and all these things.
Okay, we're on to Fremantle. So what do you do selection-wise? Is it statement after that? Because they just didn't play.
They're going to have to make multiple changes. So
Chapman's
ready.
I was going through the list. I was like, that's a lot of blokes you could drop. Yep. So I was like, Hughes.
Hughes is always the first one people circle.
Hughes is the first. Well, Chapman's a natural replacement there.
He is. And I said to Barrett, because Barrett brought this up yesterday, and I said, but Hughes is one of those blokes I'm never sure if he's actually had a good game or not.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the guys that the coach will say, that's your role. Just do that. Don't worry about anything else. I don't know. Maybe he did his role. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
the one bloke people doing it.
Was he on Jamie Cripps, who only got 4 touches? I don't know.
Cripps was good on the weekend.
Was he? Yeah. Okay. So
Walters is an interesting discussion. Like he's just had a bad few weeks, bad few weeks.
Really quiet.
So who's having a good alternative? Brady Hoff's taking scalps though.
That is true.
So you're a little bit unlucky when he goes there.
And even then, you get to Erasmus, Banfield, Emmett.
You can drop all of them.
You could drop the lot of them.
Banfield's had a couple of bad moments the last couple of weeks. He missed 3 gettables.
After a couple of good state games to start, like important roles, and he's not.
I don't want to say it. I think O'Meara's in trouble.
Yeah,
I think he's in trouble, which is I'm a fan, and he's a good bloke.
Great fella.
Look, their forward line stinks, mate. Their highest score in first quarters, their highest score this year would be what, you reckon?
2 goals.
14 points is their highest score.
Yeah.
You can't keep starting. You've won 1 quarter out of 6 first quarters.
They'll need to bring Frederick in, and they'll need to bring Switkowski.
But that's not goals. Well, it's pressure.
Frederick can be
Still
goals.
need the pressure though.
How many goals has Frederick kicked?
You're not going to start kicking. You're not going to start kicking 18 goals a game with the,
but they've gone
the personnel they have. You're just not.
Do you probably do you think Cooper Simpson comes into consideration?
A really good game in the waffle actually.
Yeah,
he was close last week, but he had COVID the week before. And good numbers.
Did I go a week early on the apology
to Freo? Maybe.
Yes.
Did I go a week early?
Give it time.
Maybe. That was a real punch in the face for him.
Yeah.
A real punch in the face because they came back 2 weeks after games they should have won. Mentally, I wrote this on Saturday. I was like, one of the 2 things is going to happen here. It's going to shake them, and they're going to struggle to overcome it, or they're going to punch West Coast in the face. And it was the other way around.
It was the other way around. You know, it's funnily enough, I discovered if I was watching that at home, I would have been so angry. But I was at the footy with my mates. I was just having a good time, and it didn't really affect me at all. I think I just like to be out of the house.
Freo favourites.
Just wanted to be out of the house.
I just like being out of the house.
That's so true.
Great.
When you go to the Scarborough Sporty,
going for a walk.
When you get to the Sporty, all your worries is park them at the door.
Yeah.
I don't care what. I could be in a bar shooting, and I wouldn't flinch.
That's
I'm just happy to be there with my mates.
Glad. We're talking shit. We would get good back and forth with the West Coast supporters standing around us. It was a great time.
What happened to the person at the bar who was shot? Didn't see it. I don't know. I've just been talking to my mates having a beer. Just enjoying myself.
All your troubles do all melt away, especially when it's like a pint off the wood, like a glass.
Not a pint for me.
No pints.
Schooners only.
You can't do the pints.
Can't drink them. Really? Can't drink them. Don't drink them. Refuse to drink them.
Too much.
Really?
Yeah. And I get a bit wild, so I just everyone has their pints. Everyone has their pints, and I just stick to my little schoonies.
So I got to go to the mid strengths. If someone starts getting me on the full strengths, like I really 3 or 4, who knows where this is going to go?
Oh no, you're a loose unit, Nick.
Halves.
You need to be
the no alcohol beers. I do like a good one of those. If it's a good one,
couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, man, not for me.
I'd rather stick the bottle in me clacker unopened.
No, they're not. Some of them are quite nice. Anyway, Collingwood.
Well, you do that anyway.
That's what happens if you drink pints.
Collingwood Football Club.
When he goes to the pints, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Collingwood Football Club, again, a bit like we spoke about Brisbane 2 weeks ago. A Collingwood back. They made light work of Port Adelaide.
I don't think
Nick Dacos went back to the midfield and got going.
Big second half.
First half was unsighted.
DeGoey very good again.
DeGoey's outstanding.
Yeah, he's hit form. Look, I think we can safely say that they'll play finals and they'll be amongst it. I need them to put a few games together to say they're back. Tomorrow's a big Thursday. Thursday's a big day. I'm looking forward to that.
Thursday. There must be something. It seems like you can hardly breathe and then there's more football at the moment.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is good, but I imagine some of the breaks would be all over the shop, right?
Oh, yeah,
like 5 days, 6 days.
The fixtures are a shit show.
Well, they had 38 scoring shots on the weekend to 21.
Wow.
No, there could have been a double pumping.
Yeah. And they were looking flat too.
It was a
6 or 7 goal lead.
Yeah, 38 points or something. Yeah, I saw it was a good early. And Ken was sitting there and they were all cock a hoot, and then not so cock a hoot.
Did you just do a vibe Was Collingwood a vibe question?
No, I was
No,
Collingwood.
he's Collingwood.
I was Collingwood,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Are they back sort of stuff?
Okay.
How are you feeling about them?
Are they at risk? I know you said they can beat Collingwood, but now when I'm Collingwood, I don't think Essendon can get near them.
No. Well, yeah, but I've thought that about Essendon in every game.
no, I don't think they can get rid of it.
Durham go to De Goey?
With Durham not really going to anyone. He's just playing good footy.
Well, I messaged Selby about De Goey and he said, what about Durham going to him? Yeah, but Selby knows these things. He watches it very closely.
It's all over it.
Selb, he was as pissed as I was Friday.
No, this was, when it comes to tags, you got to worry about the tag.
No. Durham's just playing good football. Like, he's just playing good football. He's the one that they want to keep big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
No, we like him. Let's go to the Gold Coast Suns. Tick for Flanders off halfback. He's playing the role really, really well. I think that's what they thought they were getting with a Sexton or a Butterick or whatever.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, because they're clearly inconsistent, right? And go to the SCG.
But you weren't so shocked that Flanders is doing that.
No.
He was doing it in the midfield.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see him fit into that role. Got pumped by the Swans. They were sort of half in it for a little bit. And then
They've lost 3 of their last 4, and the one that they won was by a goal, I reckon, Gold Coast.
Yeah,
and then he
not going
changed.
that well.
He obviously changed tack halfway through. It was like, let's bring all these good kids in.
Well, this is what I want to bring up because they do have a lot of kids in that team. Like I just went through the list. There's still some good players in there, but their experienced players are only like 4 or 5 years in. So you got Hewland, you got Reid.
4 straight out of the draft.
Yeah, well, Hewland, Reid, Rogers, Humphreys, Graham.
Humphreys hasn't done a great deal.
Walters, Jed Walter, Closey, Mac Andrew. Like they had 800 games less experience than the Swans on the weekend. They're a very young team.
Did you think they were a chance of winning?
Going in, not at the SCG.
They're nowhere near that, are they?
Not at the
Suns?
SCG.
They've done a couple of shocks at the SCG over the journey, so wouldn't have been.
I wouldn't be
fallen off my feet.
surprised.
Yeah.
I know
Were you at a game that they did a shock? For some reason, I thought you were at the SCG when they did a.
I was there. I was there.
You were there.
They beat the Swans. Yeah,
You
it
were
was
on the
bizarre.
side.
Why do I remember that?
No, I took the kids and they were.
It was a shock, wasn't it?
It was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
They punched them. Yeah. So I think we're trending towards Gold Coast potentially being a bottom 4 side again. I think that's possible.
I locked them unders.
Did you?
Locked them unders. Remember, I just flipped. I said, I'm sick of it. They've won 10 games.
Yeah.
Why do we all think they're going to do anything now?
I just think they're going to. I mean, what happens this week? I mean, they're playing West Coast. It's on the Gold Coast. So you'd assume.
They're not fast in the midfield. And one thing we learned from West Coast last 2 weeks,
don't let them
you
get
need to be
goal
fast in that midfield. Reid, Kelly, Yo, V, Tuk, Rowell, Anderson.
quick.
Shit, I could run quicker than a couple of them.
They're not quick.
Not really if you see me around the lane.
Yeah, around the
They
lake.
shuffle.
Because you got to be watching the NBA at the same time while you're screaming in front of you.
Did you see DiVincenzo's game winner?
No, is it?
No, I've done. Oh, no.
Normally you say
No, it's
at
all
the
good.
start.
I'm watching the other game, the Lakers.
Yeah,
Okay, well, the next one. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's my
excited.
first year
Knicks
without
fan.
I am
league
a Knicks
pass,
fan.
so I have to wait to see what's on KO.
I'm a league
It's
pass
not
man. If you
normally
want the
on like
passport.
Yeah, I'm a league
Yeah, but
pass
it doesn't let you do it at the same time, does it? Oh, but you're watching on replay. Brisbane. Vibe check. What percentage confidence are you that they will play finals?
Object.
Well, I said
Nah,
in
they'll
a
play
group
finals.
chat, 0% chance of winning the flag, and you don't understand probability. I was like, I'm obviously being a bit cheeky, but that's 0% chance of winning a flag. 0, naught, none.
Sorry, I didn't realise
Can't
this was
win
a
on.
calculus class.
Cannot,
Josh,
will not,
Josh, can you save this clip? Just in case. Just in case.
might not.
Finals, I would still believe.
Finals, I think they're going to make.
But they've lost 3 games at the Gabba already. They didn't lose one all year last year. The home advantage is really taking a hit.
They were just not in that game against the Cats.
No, it was really flat.
Yeah.
And it was such a... Well, I watched the catch up because we obviously had the derby. It just didn't seem like a very fun, interesting game.
No, it was
very
rain.
slow and scrappy. And
when I was going to
wet
record it
and-
and go and watch it, but when you saw the weather that was floating around
it's
Brisbane,
gross.
it's just a waste of time.
it's gross.
Brisbane throw them up a bit, don't they? Where you look forward to Brisbane v Collingwood
Yeah,
or
each
Brisbane,
innings
and you're like,
pissing
it's
down.
going to be sick.
Yeah.
And then it's just absolutely pissing
Gold
down.
Coast is the same.
With Gold Coast, I don't get ramped up
Humid
for
and
it, to be
slippery
honest.
and gross.
Don't get ramped up. You don't get ramped up for Gold Coast Eagles?
You'll watch that. It's on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, you will.
Will I?
Yeah, they're just not finding the spark.
I still just don't think there's I know
there.
there's a dual Brownlow medalist there, but who's their superstar?
That's very refreshing.
Yeah. This was the not the A-graded conversation, but what was the conversation we were having where we were like, none of them are must-watch. They don't have a must-watch
Yeah.
player.
Well, they
They're not
don't.
dragging them through the gates.
Yeah. Like Charlie back in the day, yes.
Yep. He didn't hardly touch the footy,
He's had a tough year.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good.
Yeah, he's probably
Lucky they got him off.
Right now, he's probably better have taken the week off and freshened up.
Yeah.
Hindsight, have a week off.
If you'd known that was going to happen.
Get in the bin, St Kilda Football Club. Get in the bin. You two nuffies love Saints.
Oh, no, I'm not in on him. No, you're in on him.
He
loves him. He's been frothing them all year.
Just for the theatre of it all. Get in the bin, both of you.
That was pathetic.
Yeah,
they absolutely stunk it up. And more, I know Windhager started to go, he's now doing a lot of inside mid stuff. Brad Crouch has obviously dropped and then injured.
Yep.
Jack Steele is a little bit like, and I don't want to be critical because he's a very, 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 very good footballer. But like we just spoke about Brisbane, you know what he's going to do. Is he a superstar of the competition? Not really. Sinclair he's unsighted. Jack Sinclair, I know he had a disrupted pre-season.
What's going on there?
We did 7 inside 50s, 7 centre bounces on the weekend. Is he either doing 25 or is he either doing 0?
Yeah, he's a mishmash at the moment.
Because at the moment he doesn't know whether he's Arthur or Martha.
Yeah.
But then when he is Martha in the back line, you've got Hilly getting down there who's playing good football. Tick that the last couple of weeks. Wangan and Miller are down there. Bonner down there.
Yep.
Then who's getting the football?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to rally it.
Can I just make it plead? I'm going to plead to the AFL. I should have said this to Andrew Dillon last week. No more St Kilda on a Thursday or a Friday. No more. They're the Saturday morning or the Sunday morning shift. They are boring to watch. Other than Wangan, I mean, I know Nick gets excited about it, but
guess when they play.
Don't tell me they play on Friday night or something.
Friday night footy.
Oh,
Port Adelaide, St Kilda.
Oh, piss off! Honestly, do us a favour. Are their games ever fun to watch? Ever?
No.
Yeah, no, not really.
Actually, wonder who sits there and goes, Friday night footy, and St Kilda supporters going to audit us and say, shut up, you guys, you're so wrong. We don't ever get those games. Round 14, they're back.
Like they get a lot.
Round 14, they're back on a Friday night, just from quickly looking, and that could be about, hopefully that just wraps it up.
Yeah, I would hope that in the back half with the new fixture, they don't put any.
Forward line.
When's that? What round does that kick in? 14 or so?
I think 15? So, yeah. 13 or 14 is the last round. Yeah. After the buys.
There's absolutely not much happening. There isn't.
We had 2 bullets, so we would have used it.
No, well, they're done with
That was St Kilda.
I just wound them up.
Good. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay.
West Coast for 14th on the ladder all of a sudden.
The West Coast Eagles. Now, we kind of touched on this in the introduction. So Harley Reid is, as of yesterday, eligible for an extension. Not just 1 year, can be as many years. There was a bit of a miscommunication or misinformation out there.
Who went with that first?
It was a while back. There was some articles written, I think, and there was some confusion about...
Name them, Daniels.
No, I don't remember. Okay. I just remember that it became a thing that everyone thought it was a thing.
He told me off air it was probably Tom Morris, he said.
I did not say that.
He didn't say that.
I did not say that. You are a dick. So he's now eligible for...
Sticking his toe in over the border again. Piss off, mate.
I'm going to come from Harley's side here. So obviously West Coast, blank check, blank contract, please stay 20 years.
I thought as Nick read at the start, 15 million for 10 years. I wouldn't bat an eyelid.
And 3 Hungry Jacks.
The 20 million...
That's not going to be enough.
The 20 million was floated.
It would... The reason it's not going to be enough is because the CBA and the cap is rising so much, so that if he signed a 10-year deal, it'd be negligent by his manager.
Yeah, of course. But technically, next year he's not going to be worth 1.5 million either.
No, of course not.
Sign a deal on percentage of the salary cap.
Yes,
whatever it is, I'll take this.
That's what will happen. That's what will happen.
35%.
So it won't even be a number. It'll be a percentage.
Harley will wonder why he's got no good teammates around him.
Yeah.
I signed 50%. What's happening?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. So if you're Harley, the obvious thing to do is either sign a couple of years and just a little buffer, nice little paycheck.
What, 7 years gets you to free agency? Sign up to free agency.
8 years. So he needs to get to 8 years total. So
8 years total?
8 years total.
Okay.
Unrestricted if you want to be an unrestricted free agent.
Sign it for the restricted, boost up your price.
Whatever. However it works, that's when you want to take it to maximum.
But that'll have to be a 4-year
But I reckon
extension,
the best thing for him to do would be maybe a 2-year thing.
Why?
Just because your value is going to just keep going up.
Well, I don't know if it is.
Well, I don't know if you'll
right now
be...
his value is as high as anyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, there's no one higher, so I don't think it will go up.
I think it will.
You think it will?
I don't think so. His ceiling now is as big as we've ever seen.
You think the most he's ever going to be worth is right now?
Yeah, because there's no way to stuff it up.
Right now, someone would put on the table a 10-year, $20 million contract.
Yeah.
Right now, today, there's no ceiling higher.
So if West Coast did that,
if he has a real shit game on the weekend,
West Coast did 20 mil 10 years, I'd sign it if I was him. Stuff the free agency.
Yeah, you just sign it.
You're banking $2 million a year for the next 10 years.
And then watch me in year 4 when he's been injured for 3. These long-term contracts are full.
Well, even if you wanted to get out of it later, there's ways to do it. You just sign it, take the cash, and then
It's Eddie, and people interstate. I had a mate text me the back page of the papers today. Harley Mania. Is it that today?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the inside.
Yeah.
And he's just like, this is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it's crossed over now.
It's staggering. Do you know when it crossed over when Garlett did the fake back page?
Yeah.
That was the first crossover.
Because anyone who knows Jacob knows that he's absolutely doing it now with tongue in cheek.
Yes.
Right? Like none of this is, he's not seriously doing this.
No.
Now. It's a running gag.
But the problem is he's lived up to everything.
Well, that's what I said to Simo last night. I said it must be very hard to keep the lid on this.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, it is. Like it's.
How disappointed do you think the media outlets were that Harley didn't get the medal as well?
Oh, yeah, that's what Mitchell Woodcock, who listens to this, mate, you just have to commit. What's the 2? Give him the 3. You gave him the 2.
Just go easy on me.
Don't worry about the stats.
It's a tough gag.
Did you see the Coaches Association votes, though?
Yeah, he got 5.
Yeah, Harley didn't get the top.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Coaches
don't understand narrative.
Coaches don't
understand narrative.
Everybody just had to give him the 3. And I love the clip to David Mundy.
I was stunned by David Mundy giving him 1. Like David, I love David Mundy. He's a great guy. What were you thinking, Dave?
But the coaches would have only given him 1.
It was not a coach's vote. This is not the coach.
No.
Based on the role playing. He took over the stadium.
I thought crazy.
I thought if there was a roof, it would have blown off.
Even Elliot Yeo getting the 3 votes got booed.
Yeah,
he did. I read out Ember's votes because he gave him 3.
As I said on it, you got to cheer.
The crowd went mad. Yeah. It actually went mad.
Oh, he should have done the Bevo. I'd like to invite Harley Reid to the stage.
He should have. He should have.
God, it was off its head.
That was crazy.
I've never witnessed anything like it as an individual.
It was nuts. Give him the bloody medal. Yeah. He would have been the youngest.
We needed Ross presenting. Ross Glendenning presenting and just changing it.
He would have just changed it, old school. Well, speaking of that, Sampy was the previous youngest at 19 in like 200 days.
He didn't get it.
And he was like 19 in 4 days.
And Mick Barlow was the least amount of games.
He's 6 games, which was Harley's 6th game.
Now he's safe.
But he's obviously 22 years old at the time.
I have a theory.
I got my juices flowing again then.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Right. It was actually like...
There's some more deodorant after
this. It's a blue light disco again. I'm back in there.
He's going for
pheromones.
He's going for second base this time. He's trying around.
We're on to Adelaide. It seems like years ago, but that was a free kick, right, at the end?
Yeah, the AFL said it was.
Yeah, it was completely... Like, he just lay on the footy. Even the funniest thing for me was watching that with Jonathan Brown change his mind in the post-match. So he was like, you never know. And he was like, no, you can't pay the free kick. And then they showed the vision of Draper like reenacting it, and Jonathan Brown's just like, changed my mind.
What is with umpiring in Adelaide?
Oh, mate.
The 3 biggest controversies I can think of in the immediate history.
Which is Adelaide Oval.
Is the one last year which cost them a final spot.
The descent.
There was the descent stuff and touched. And then there was this.
Yeah.
3 blatant incorrect calls that everyone's just supposed to be okay with in hindsight. The Crows have been effed twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Right in front of me.
Like their season is...
they were playing that on Triple M on the weekend. And Bernie was like, hey, they're right in front of me. They were robbed.
This is last season, cost some finals, and I don't know if it's cost them finals this year, but their season is cooked.
Yeah.
And they needed that win.
Do we not think that maybe they
1-5?
They should not have won that game, but they should have had a shot to win it.
Probably not, but far out. Like, they should have won it. They should have had a chance to win it.
Yeah, they shouldn't have won the game, but they should have had a kick to win it.
That's what happens in footy. Like, they've been robbed of that opportunity. It's remarkable to me that that Adelaide Oval is the place this keeps happening. Is it something in the air? Is there like some voodoo that needs to be done?
I was at Gather Around. Jeez, those Pepsi drinks are pretty wild. My text message just rang before the accountant questioned.
The Pepsi Centre.
Yeah, the accountant sent a message to Redo questioning what this was on the company card. And Redo dead set has had to circle it, purchases Adelaide Oval, and then written, not sure, but the Long Island iced teas ended my night. Was not the comment he wrote back.
That's very good.
Richmond Footy Club. I got not much more to add to Richmond. They had the bye, obviously, but Hopper in, Grimes in. Do we give them a chance? Melbourne was stumbling. Don't forget Melbourne was stumbling.
And they've pulled it off a couple of times.
But do we think, and there've been good games in the past, I would have thought, the pre-Anzac Day.
Melbourne's going to spend, I think.
Okay, and do we believe that Clary and those guys, like the bye came at the exact right time for Melbourne?
Yeah.
Do you expect them to relaunch?
And they're a far better team with Cozzy Pickett.
And what are they going to do to Richmond?
I think they'll beat Richmond.
Smack?
Pretty handily. Yeah,
Smack
I would have thought.
Yeah, Richmond's just a write-off for me for kind of the rest of the year, right?
I think they are. How many games? Do you reckon they get to 5 wins?
What are they now, 1?
Yeah, it'd be about 1.
Yeah, 1.
5 would be a lot for me. Maybe
79%.
maybe 5.
5, yeah, okay.
Maybe 5.
So then you still don't get the number 1 draft pick.
Well, yeah, it's going to be hard to finish below North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Have we done North Melbourne?
No, we haven't. Do you reckon, so I'm done with Richmond. They're out for bye, so bullet them. But
the bonus bullet.
yeah,
bonus bullet. Sometimes.
Fair with that.
We're in bye rounds,
Yeah,
mate.
stuff the buys.
Yeah, bullet buys.
Okay, I'll go Hawthorn, who I wish I could bullet too.
And we, mate.
Well, you beat North Melbourne. Oh,
Pumped them, mate. Fed them.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, very good.
How's your team go on the weekend?
I don't have a team.
They lost to West Coast.
I don't have a team. I don't have a care in the world.
Nick, if you had to say which team old Rhino was a follower of,
I would have predicted growing up it was West Coast, but then he's leaned over. He's changed. They've been a bit nicer to him along the journey.
I have no cares in the world.
He's in the camp.
you are, mate.
I'm
He splits his
hosting
time,
season
mate.
launches for West Coast, best and fairest for Fremantle. I love everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody,
I
mate,
don't
whoever
care.
gives him $1,
Yeah.
he's loyalty.
I just want good stories. That's all I want.
It doesn't like the bad stories because he doesn't report them at Freo.
Well, I do report them. I just don't like.
What actually happened in that game? Newcombe
one?
got
Hawthorn?
32.
Nah, Newcombe was pretty good. I watched a lot of it.
It was a little.
Mackenzie was good.
My hope would be
McDonald was good.
Darcy Moore was-
So they're the names I've written down. Connor McDonald,
Started like a house on fire.
Cam McKenzie,
Started well, played pretty well.
Newcombe.
Newcombe back in
A
form.
bunch of the dudes who they needed to get a spark, which we talked about last week. Remember that no one's playing well.
No, a beast freckle from young the twos,
Yeah.
all those boys.
Yeah, well, Josh Ward was the one who took the hit, and then
did
he
go.
came back and played very well in the VFL
Did he?
based
I didn't know.
on what I read.
Yeah.
Connor McDonald, you mentioned him, 24 touches, 10 marks, and he probably had like 14 of those touches in the first quarter.
He was unbelievable
He was
early.
everywhere. But him, and we talked about him last week.
What about his rat's tail?
Yeah, I like it.
The big
Like a
blonde,
rat's
the,
tail.
Yeah, I
the
like
long
it.
blonde thing.
Someone
Yeah.
turn the aircon on or something.
There's something weird is going on with
First
the
time
aircon
in
here.
like 6 years we've ever had aircon in here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Finally.
Which I'm starting to get concerned by. Josh Ward had 27 and 2 goals too.
Yeah, very good. I know Sherry pantsed him. Sherry was very good for North Melbourne, but I thought Lloyd Meek had some moments.
Yeah, we like Meek.
Yeah, I like
His
Big
best on
Meekie.
ground against Collingwood, I reckon it was, at Adelaide.
Oh, yeah,
Oval.
he was
good then.
Yeah. No, I've got some hope for Meekie.
But they still
I
had
still
some
don't-
players injured that need to come back.
I got 0. That game told me nothing. It was the worst two teams in footy. They were both
Jesus.
awful. Did you watch it?
Is Ginnivan unlucky? Now you've got the brown and gold goggles on. Ginnivan gets his head ripped off every week now.
Yeah,
he
this was
does.
a conversation
doesn't
point
he?
a few
He
weeks
does.
ago.
No, I know that, but
Yeah.
they can't just keep saying sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry we broke your neck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whoops.
He's the one that cops it.
Umpires didn't see it.
I mean,
mate.
when I come home late on a Saturday, sorry doesn't work after a while. And it needs to stop.
Is it Ty Sellers' fantasy score was -2?
Ty Sellers
Ty
in
Sellers.
North Melbourne.
Yeah.
There you
What
go.
did I say?
Yeah, he said it.
Tyson?
I was just
Tyrone? Ty.
repeating it.
-2.
There
Two
you go.
touch off
Is
two
that,
touches.
is that what you're leading with?
No, I'm the. You know who's the one who I can't.
Some unique Irish one.
we're in trouble here.
Yeah, O'Sheens over in.
Ireland.
Where did he go to Italy? No, he's in
so
Italy for a wedding.
Italy.
Yeah.
Sister's wedding.
No, I didn't mind that.
So that's Geelong. Still have him to come back
Oh, well.
Oh, hang on.
in the premiership
Raise
race.
the
We'll talk
hold
about
down the
premierships.
fort.
Is this about North Melbourne?
This is about North
Yeah.
Melbourne now. Yeah, one I just cannot get a read off, and I wish he was
Sellers
better.
played 70 minutes of footy too. I was
Jesus.
hoping it was 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was
Who
a sub
can't you get a
came
read
last
on?
minute.
'Cause-
Luke Davies Unier.
Oh,
This guy should, like, we've seen some games where he could be one of the best.
is he the
players
only
in
player on that
competition.
list that any opposition club cares about?
Yeah, but again, like,
But,
it
and I
seems
don't
like they're
mean
just
in
letting him get his
preparation.
touches now, and it's like, it's fine. Doesn't matter. He's not that.
Yeah,
I just want to get more into the North Melbourne.
Can they go? Can they not win a game this year?
Yeah,
Because I've,
Depends on the
I've got
weekend.
that winless bet still going.
with North.
Well, everyone thought it was going to be West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, it can be any
It's
team.
winless.
Is it any team?
It's any team.
Oh, one
I
team
didn't
goes
realise
winless.
that.
Yeah, so I threw the baby out with the bathwater, and it's still sitting there, but it just says winless.
Any team. I
Yeah.
didn't realise that.
Yeah, right. Well, they could go that. They seem worse in what you would think is a winnable game for them. They play worse. Then they play a team that looks all right, and they have a little bit of a dip, and then they go and they can win, and they don't turn up.
That was just. It was a horrible game of footy
Who
to
you
watch.
reckon?
They were
How
never
many
in it.
people you reckon were watching that one?
Me.
Only-
23?
Only either Hawthorn, North Melbourne, or Fantasy Sickos.
Yeah.
There's no one else.
But even not much relevancy at either.
No.
Yeah,
In terms
no,
of
there's not a
fantasy. So for mine, I think Hawthorn, Newcombe, and those guys are back on track. That's probably it from
Who do you-
there.
what do you do- what
but
are your
North Melbourne,
positives at North Melbourne?
Simpkin is can either the head knocks that he's had, the 3 concussions, have done some damage to his eagerness to get into the congestion because he's playing half forward. But on the weekend, that's how he made his money, wasn't it? Getting in there. I know he's always light, but he was tough. He was hard. Now he's playing that half forward. He always seems to be on the fringe a little bit. And then you put him in the midfield and it's like, well, he's running around for half a game without touching it. Now it's hard to go, off you go.
Man, it's bad. It's really bad. Can't see it getting any better.
We're going to call time on this because we've got about 10 pages of questions to get through for the mailbag, so make sure to tune in for that one too. This has been the Hardball Gets AFL show. We'll see you next time.